Labrador Retriever art and crafts, DIY projects and inspiration. Do you love Labrador Retrievers? Then you might be interested in creating some Labrador Retriever-themed artworks and crafts. Not only can you have fun creating them, but they can also make great gifts for fellow lab lovers. Here are some ideas and inspiration for Labrador Retriever art and crafts that you can make at home. Labrador Retriever paintings. Painting is a classic form of art, and Labrador Retrievers can be great subjects for it. You can paint a portrait of your own lab or use a reference photo of a lab that you admire. You can use acrylic, oil, or watercolor paints depending on your preference and skill level. One tip for painting dogs is to start with the eyes, as they can be the most expressive part of their faces. If you're looking for a simpler approach, you can try making a paint-by-numbers kit that features a Labrador Retriever. Many online retailers offer these kits with various levels of difficulty and styles. Labrador Retriever sculptures. Sculpting a Labrador Retriever can be a challenging but rewarding project. You can use clay, polymer clay, or even wire for the armature. There are many tutorials and videos online that can guide you through the process. If you don't want to sculpt from scratch, you can also try repurposing objects to create Labrador Retriever sculptures. For example, you can use old metal parts to make a rustic Labrador Retriever sculpture, or you can use branches and twigs to create a more natural and whimsical piece. Labrador Retriever embroidery and cross-stitch. Embroidery and cross-stitch are great ways to create Labrador Retriever-themed textiles. You can embroider a Labrador Retriever design onto a piece of fabric, such as a pillowcase or a t-shirt. If you're new to embroidery, you can start with a simple design and work your way up to more complex ones. Cross-stitching can be particularly enjoyable because you can see the image gradually take shape as you work your way through the pattern. There are many Labrador Retriever cross-stitch patterns available online, from realistic portraits to cute cartoon versions. Labrador Retriever quilts. Quilting is a popular hobby that involves stitching together different pieces of fabric to create a larger design. Labrador Retriever-themed quilts can be a great way to showcase your love for the breed. You can use Labrador Retriever-themed fabric to create quilt blocks, or you can applique Labrador Retriever designs onto individual squares. You can also experiment with different quilt patterns, such as a log cabin or a 9-patch, to create a unique look. Labrador Retriever jewelry. If you're a fan of Labrador Retrievers and jewelry making, you can combine the two with Labrador Retriever-themed jewelry. You can use polymer clay to create Labrador Retriever charms, or you can use metalworking techniques to create Labrador Retriever pendants. One fun idea is to create a bracelet or a necklace with Labrador Retriever-themed beads. You can find pre-made beads with Labrador Retriever designs, or you can make your own by painting or drawing on plain beads. Labrador Retriever woodworking. Woodworking is another popular hobby that can be used to create Labrador Retriever-themed items. You can carve a Labrador Retriever out of wood, or you can use wood-burning techniques to create a Labrador Retriever design on a wooden surface. If you have access to power tools, you can also try making a Labrador Retriever-shaped cutting board or a coat rack with Labrador Retriever hooks. These items can be both functional and decorative. Labrador Retriever paper crafts. Paper crafts are a more budget-friendly option for Labrador Retriever-themed crafts. You can create Labrador Retriever greeting cards, paper ornaments, or even a Labrador Retriever-themed scrapbook. One fun project is to create a paper Labrador Retriever model using a template. You can find free templates online, print them out, and cut and glue the pieces together to create a three-dimensional Labrador Retriever. These models can be great decorations for your home or office. Conclusion: there are many ways to create Labrador Retriever-themed artworks and crafts with DIY projects and inspiration. Whether you prefer painting, sculpting, embroidery, quilting, jewelry making, woodworking, or paper crafts, there's a Labrador Retriever-themed project that you'll enjoy making. These items can be great decorations for your own home, or they can make thoughtful gifts for fellow lab lovers. So gather your materials and get crafting.